The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Brandy.
I don't think there's any question that the foundations of the banking system today are much, much safer than you reported on and I observed in the fall of 2008.
Wrong. You sound insane. Do you realize that?
And he is insane. He should be medicated. Unbelievable, the lies that are going on. It's just insane. The banks are far worse now than what happened in 2008 because they kept it a secret for too long. 2008, there was no secrets. But this was a disaster. Everybody was keeping a secret. When Joe Biden got into the White House, they're there to protect him. They're there to protect his bills. They wanted to get those bills through, the American Rescue Plan, the Omnibus Bill plan, all the big spending, because they're into this new woke and new green energy and, full steam ahead. Do whatever we got to do. Lie, mask, cover up. Whatever's going on, we got to get these bills passed. But before we get into that, it's amazing when I listen to these financial TV shows. And there they are again, telling people they should be buying stocks. Are you kidding? Are you nuts? Here's what they don't tell you. I mean, it's amazing. Let's go back and think about the rally that we had from 2008. The 2008 rally we had, not that far back. The tech stocks rallied 1,200% in 13 years. They only stopped going up in November of 2021 when they had to stop QE. They had to stop printing all this money. Now, think about that, a 1,200% rally with no profits. No profits. Now, what made this rally so fantastic is it was a magic formula they put together. You needed two components to create this financial engineering. It was pure financial engineering, pure fraud, rallying company stocks that aren't making money. I mean, think about that for a moment. You could take companies, these tech companies, who are losing money, but every quarter those stocks would rally big time because of the financial engineering, which consisted of this. Think of QE. After the 2008 crash, what did they do? They wanted to make sure they could get mortgage rates back down, very low. They wanted to give people access to mortgage loans to start the housing market once again. Because remember, it's the housing market that's our economy. We don't do anything but build houses. That's all we do. And the housing market, the real estate market, think of the amount of people they employ and the industries they employ. Think about when you build a house, you need appliances, you need furniture, you need lawnmowers. I mean, just think about it. The materials that go into a house. The employment of people is incredible. Land surveyors, truck drivers. I mean, it just doesn't stop. So when they made that deal in 2009, when Obama made the deal with Washington, with Wall Street, that you get me into the White House, I'm going to make sure there's no recession, and I'll create a hell of a rally in the housing market again. But this was the other key. Without this, it wouldn't have worked. The other key was the short-term Fed rates. Now, that's different than the long-term Treasury rates. Your long-term Treasury rates, your bonds as you call them, those rates are very important to get down as low as you can so to write mortgages. And how do you get them low? You got to print all this money, the Fed, and they take that money, hand it to their 6, 7 biggest banks, and they go out and they buy treasuries. And when they buy treasuries at the auction, that pushes down the yields. And when you push down the yields, now you got attractive mortgages. But at the same time, it also gives the Federal Reserve the opportunity, because they set their own rates, they could justify a zero rate. They could go from 5% down to 0. So you had two things going. QE, lower mortgage rates, and then you have the short-term Fed rate. That's the money which they loan to the companies, tech companies, to buy their own shares, so they have less shares outstanding, that even if the company lost money in a quarter, the stock would still go up because of the lesser shares. They put together an incredible, I mean, think of the financial engineering. How could a market not go up 1,200%? So now what I hear today, jump in and buy the tech stocks, jump in and buy the tech stocks. What? Wait a minute. What made the tech market rally was the fact that we had the short-term Fed rates at 0, and which the Fed could give to the banks could give to the companies to buy their own shares back to push up their stock price without having profits. Because we did that for 13 years, because the inflation was unbelievable, and then on top of the inflation that was created for this 1,200% rally, then you have all the inflation that was brought to the table with the Omnibus bill and the American Rescue Plan bill. So, how are you going to rally this market? Those short-term Fed rates aren't 0. Those short-term Fed rates are at 4.75%, soon to be at 5%. When you have short-term Fed rates that high, you've lost that main component that drove the tech rally up 1,200%. So stop telling these people to buy these tech stocks, that they're going to go back up. Stop telling people to buy these tech stocks on the dip. The only time you would buy these tech stocks, if there was an announcement, they said, you know what? The short-term Fed rate that's at 4.75, tomorrow, instead of raising it to 5%, what we're going to do is we're going to lower it back to 0. Then you'd have that magic formula. You'd have that QE money. They printed that money, go buy 10-year treasuries to drop the 30-year fixed-rate mortgages down to nothing to get that big boom going. And then you'd have the short-term Fed rates at 0 to give the money to CEOs of companies to buy their own shares back to artificially push the stock price up. Until that happens, if you're buying these tech stocks for more than swing trades, and you're listening to these people, they're telling you to buy on the dip, these tech stocks, you're out of your mind. Instead, you better be focusing on gold, because the dollar is going to get totally destroyed. And when that dollar gets destroyed, watch what happens to gold mining stocks. I'm not talking about gold bullion. I'm talking about gold mining stocks. It's much better than the actual gold or the bullion, because you get dividends. And you don't have to have a mule with you, put your gold on to run around town with.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in a down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com. What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, what, 60%? Gasoline, 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Celeste here with philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
Okay, Steve. You know, it's unbelievable how people don't understand what happened or what's coming. If you asked 50 people on the street today, what were the two banks that went under last week? I'll bet you out of 50 people, maybe 2 would know. Why? They're dumb. People are busy with their lives. And because people are busy with their lives, the rats that are in Washington and the rats that are on Wall Street can get away with whatever they want. Whatever they want. Do you know when they were masking at 2014, when they discovered all these regional banks were in trouble because they couldn't make money, because they kept interest rates too low for too long on mortgages, especially on mortgages. And they were in trouble. And as time moved on, they didn't say anything. Barney Frank, he was sitting on the board of Signature. Everybody knows who Barney Frank is, one of the biggest crooks in Congress. He's been in Congress for almost 180 years. Everybody knows Barney Frank. He's the one that blew up Fannie and Freddie to cost us, what, $180 million to fix? He's the one that forced Fannie and Freddie to start taking loans that were subprime loans when Fannie and Freddie for 80 years only took loans that were top credits. A bank could not sell a loan to Fannie and Freddie, couldn't package and sell it unless the credit scores were like 750. He comes in, he destroys that, and he starts selling all this paper to Fannie and Freddie that the people were missing their first payment. This is this guy. So he's sitting on this board getting paid $2 million. $2 million. Not only sit on the bank board, but he also is working at the bank. Yeah, this is Barney Frank. Can you imagine? And he didn't know what was going on. He didn't know in 2014 the banks were in trouble. He didn't know in 2020 when he read the stress test that the banks are upside down about $400 billion. He didn't know in 2022, just weeks before the omnibus bill. Or how about in 2021, just weeks before the American Rescue Plan? He didn't know these banks were ready to go down. Didn't say a word. And worse, what about the guy who's the CEO of SVB Bank, and he was on the board of San Francisco Fed Bank. Now remember, the San Francisco Federal Reserve Bank is one of the most important banks. It's just not one of the 11 Federal Reserve banks. I mean, this is a very important bank. I mean, they do all the investigation, all the money for all the banks go through them. This guy was sitting on that board at the same time he was chairman or CEO of SVB. And he didn't know something was wrong. They're all masking. They wanted to get these bills through. Isn't that awful? They wanted to get, and they didn't care about you or me. It's just incredible. And they also knew in 2021 that when these banks went down, that the FDIC had just $128 billion to cover $20 trillion in total deposits. Think about this for one moment. There was $20 trillion in total deposits in the banks in the United States. They were underwater $600 billion, which was recorded in 2020 stress test, recorded again in 2021 stress test, recorded again in a 2022 stress test. Oh, but Elizabeth Warren didn't know anything about it. Barney Frank didn't know anything about it. This guy, I can't think of his name. He sits on the board. I'll get it in a minute. He was on the board of, he's the CEO of Signature Bank. He didn't know anything about it? That's like now. They're sitting there, CNBC and Fox Business, all buying a dip, buy these tech stocks. Well, wait a minute. I showed my members this morning, I said, wait a minute. Why would you buy the tech stocks? Tech stocks aren't going to go anywhere. Tech stocks aren't going to go anywhere. Just look, they're taking the U.S. Treasuries and they keep on pushing them down. They push them down from 4.1 to 3.5. Why are they pushing those yields down? They're trying to drive these tech stocks up. They're trying to drive these tech stocks up to get them above the 250-day moving average so they won't break through the October low. We're going to go through the October low. There's nothing stopping it. Nothing stopping it. Just like these banks, these guys knew were going down. They lied to Congress. When I say they, when you have Powell lied to Congress, Yellen lied to Congress, when they asked both of them, is there enough money with the FDIC to cover the total deposits in our bank? And they both lied and said yes, when they knew there wasn't. Nothing happens to them, but put Trump in jail, right? And I don't want to get into politics, but it just drives you nuts. So if don't get caught up, this market is going to go down a lot further. I said after the markets collapsed, after the banks collapsed last week, right after they collapsed, and we were shorting them, I made this statement. They're going to do everything they can to rally this market. They're going to keep pushing these yields down. Exactly what they're doing. Please, be careful. Join my gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. For many around the U.S., the weather is about to change. Longer days and warmer weather. Just as you prepare for weather changes, you need to be prepared for the changes in the market. And Phil Grandy is your daily guide for when you need to buy or sell and maximize your earnings. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and navigate the market with confidence with Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Look, before the banks collapsed on February 28th, and I think February 28th and February 27th, we sold the banks short. We sold the bank short. Matter of fact, I started selling, I told my members, start selling, on the 22nd, start selling the big banks. Goldman Sachs, the big boys, the big investment banks. And by the way, you know, most people have no idea this either. The big investment banks, as I said the other day, they're not like some private bank. They are, if you take the 8 largest investment banks in the United States, they are a partner. They are a partner with the government. They're a partner, those big banks. Why do you think they're telling people, move your money out of the small regional banks and move them over to the big investment banks? Why do you think they're telling them to do that? Because those big investment banks, they're owned by the government, but nobody wants to believe that. And this is a great opportunity now to destroy the small regional banks where they can pick those up pennies on the dollars, grab all their depositors. That's what all this is about. Why is it? Why is it that Greg, what's his name? Grant, I can't remember his name. He's the CEO of SVB. I think Greg Becker. Thank you. Greg Becker. This guy sat on the San Francisco Fed. Now, let me tell you about the San Francisco board. That's one of the most important boards. Out of the 11, out of the central, remember, the Federal Reserve is a central bank. The central bank has 11 banks under its wing. Okay, about 6 of the banks that the Federal Reserve owns and is partners with the government. They're one and the same. And they did this before. I told you about this last week. They did this in 2008. They purposely destroy the financial markets to destroy the small banks to go pick up all their depositors. Because at the end of the day, they want one bank. They want one bank at the end of the day. It's all part of their whole new Green Deal. They want one bank owned by the government. So these banks, this guy Greg, who's the CEO of SVB, at the same exact time was sitting on the board of the San Francisco Bank. And why I say that's a special bank, because San Francisco Bank, that Fed bank, they're in charge of all the cash, all the money flow, and all these reserve banks. They're responsible for overseeing the entire cash system of all the 11 banks. They're in charge of overseeing all these 11 banks, that they're healthy. And here's the big one, transparent. They're healthy and transparent. Unbelievable, isn't it? You read the mandate, big words, transparent. So this guy's sitting there, 2 weeks before the thing blows up, he cashes out $3 million, and the day it blows up, boom, he's on his way to his house in Hawaii. Nobody's going to touch him. He's not going to be prosecuted by anybody. But that San Francisco Federal Reserve Bank is responsible to oversee the entire cash system for the whole 11 banks that are underneath the central bank. They all knew long before what day was it? March 9th, I think. The March 9th, they're going to blow up. So here's what you do. We can't do anything about that. We're not here to be fair. It's not our call. It's not what we do. We're here to make money. The one thing we knew before these banks blew up, I told every one of my members, these banks are all going down. Now, like I'm telling my members this morning, I said, go take a look at the 10-year Treasury. Go put it up on the 10-year on your chart. And you can see all day yesterday, they're pushing the yields were going up. All day today, the 10-year Treasury yield was going up. We're at 3.6. Remember, it came down from 4.1 to 3.6. They keep pushing those yields down to try to push up the tech stocks to artificially keep it above the 200-day moving average so that we don't fall below it. Because if we fall below it, we're going to take out the October lows of the tech stocks, and we're going to go down probably another 60%. It's going to happen anyways. It may take a week, maybe take 2, maybe 3, and it may even be a rally before that happens. But that's okay. If it rallies, we're going to make money rallying too. So for 2 days, we've been watching. They're pushing the yields going up. Now, when you push the yields going up, see, here's the problem. 99% of people who are in the stock market don't even know what that means. When you push the yields up, remember the dollar goes up. So you don't want to, the market's going to go down. When you keep pushing these yields up, the market wants to, and that's where the market wants to go. It wants to go down. But instead, what is the Federal Reserve doing? What have all the gangsters doing? They're artificially now pushing the yields down, pushing the dollar down. When they keep on pushing those yields down, especially the dollar down, make sure you're buying gold mining stocks. We made a lot of money on gold mining stocks. And then we made a lot of money on shorting the banks, because the banks right now, remember, the banks only do well, the bank stocks only do well if the yields are going up, But right now, they can't do well if the yields are going up or down because they're going out of business. All these regional banks are going out of business. So we have a lot of opportunity. So I would say in the next couple of weeks, watch your golds. And I think your golds are really going to go up. And I'll tell you another thing. If you're sitting there with the other thing where I think you can make a lot of money is oil. Oil is a commodity. When yields are going down and the dollar's going down, you want to be buying oil. Now, there's not much demand for oil right now because the economy is really bad. The economy's horrible. That's why oil prices are going down. But we'll buy those oil stocks when nobody else will buy them. We did that before. We did that with the bank stocks. We did that with the gold stocks. We always buy them when nobody's buying them. That's the key to being a good investor. So join my gang. It's free for 10 days, for God's sakes. And understand how the market works. How it works. So going back to, listen to this here. This is unbelievable right here. This is crazy.
Why would anybody not believe in the safety of the banking industry if you have the full faith and credit of the United States government behind that offer? The answer is because the government doesn't have the money to actually back up that promise.
All right, they don't have money to back the banks.
There's about $128 billion at the FDIC. How is the FDIC with $128 billion going to back up, $19 trillion in total deposits, $8 trillion in if you insure deposit? How is the Federal Reserve, which is at the present time struggling to raise money for itself, how are they going to back up a promise to back up all of that?
That's it.
They can't.
And what about the federal government itself? It's broke. It has to borrow money to pay the interest on its debt. Where does the money come from, which is going to back up, the promise to protect every dollar?
They're going to print it again. Our inflation, I'm telling you, our inflation is going to get much worse. That means these yields, okay, are going to keep going up. The Fed we're at 4.75. They're going to have to raise rates to about 7%. And these banks, when they make new lows, you better be shorting them, not buying them.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's gang. you make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What, are you nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
You really think for a moment. Now, remember who Barney Frank is. Barney Frank, he has been in Washington for like 5 million years. He's one of the biggest gangsters in Washington. He and Dodd, the two of them. These guys had their hands in every pie. Those guys knew everything about regulations. They lived and died regulations. They always made sure the regulations worked for them. So Barney Frank, he leaves Congress in 2011, if I'm right. And he goes and he sits on the board of directors of Signature Bank, which he gets $2 million to sit on the board. And he works for them, but he doesn't really work, okay? Just to put his name with the bank. Do you think he lost any money? You think he lost any money? I don't think so. Do you think that the CEO of SVB lost any money? No. Matter of fact, he got out with $3 million a week before. But he never told anybody. He never told anybody the bank was going to go down. He gets out with $3 million, bought a new house in Hawaii. He's living it up. No criminal charges, nothing. Matter of fact, right now, if you take the San Francisco Bank, which is the most important out of all the Fed banks, there's 3 people on that board that have been investigated for inside trading now for about 2 years. Nothing happened to them. So what do? Walk away from the stock market? No. The beautiful thing about today is you don't even have to know anymore. You know, it used to be at one point that when there was high yields, you bought financials, you bought industrials like UPS or Caterpillar, or you'd buy energy stocks like Hess or BP. When yields were high, you just buy them, you'd make money. You take these value stocks and buy them. You put them away for 5, 10, you'd make money. Because as long as yields were going up, these stocks would do well. Industrials would do well. Value stocks would do well. Discretionary, love high yields, they would do well. It doesn't apply anymore. It doesn't apply anymore. You sitting there using brokers and planners. I don't care what they come on in and we'll rearrange your rearrange your portfolio. Give me a break. What are you, nuts? Rearrange your portfolio. You can do move the pen from here over to here and then take this word, move it over to here. Are you kidding? The good news is that because with the technology we have today, especially in charting, where you follow the money, we don't have to know those things anymore. We could care less about rising yields, mean that we have to shift to stocks. Okay, we have to shift to especially value stocks. And the stock market doesn't reflect the economy, but the standard of living. Always remember that. And remember, the market's decoupled from the economy. Remember that, too. You don't have to remember any of this stuff. Gold moves the opposite of the dollar. Who cares? Doesn't matter. We used to have price discovery. Boy, we used to live and die by price discovery. Who the hell cares about price discovery? Right now, they make it so easy for you to make money, these gangsters. Because all you have to do is follow the money. You don't have, same thing where they give you all these different names for all these stupid candlesticks, right? I mean, I've never seen so many stupid names for a candlestick. You don't have to know any of that stuff to make money. What do you need to know about candlesticks for? It's all about follow the money. You know what the trick is, like I told you in the beginning of the show. As long as the Federal Reserve remember, they're in charge of the short-term Fed rate. They're in charge of the money that they're going to give to their banks, and their banks loan to each other, and their banks loan to companies. That's all you got to know. And as long as those short-term Fed rates are low, and as long as the 10-year Treasury yield is low, that means the housing, which is the cornerstone of our economy, will go up. So you need those two components at the same time for everything to do well. For everything to do well. If you just remember that, and then just follow the money, it's really easy. It's really easy. But instead, people listen to this crap.
People are feeling flush in their accounts, spending more than our income coming in.
And at the end of the day, the consumer looks immensely strong, so much so that many people are willing to quit their jobs. They've got so much in savings. It's a remarkable situation, Hadley. It kind of reminds me of the late 50s, early 60s.
The state of our economy is strong.
Yeah, there's so much lying, it's incredible. They're more crooked than a corkscrew, these people. So look, join our gang. Doesn't cost you a penny for 10 days. You're going to get our color-coded chart. You're the best people teaching you. And all you have to learn, if you just walk out of here after 10 days, you decide not to stay with us, as long as you walk out of here, as long as you know, okay, about yields, as long as you know about these treasury yields, as long as you know the difference between the let's say, the yields that take care of your 30-year fixed-rate mortgage and the yields that the Fed used to keep rates low to loan to these companies. As long as you know just a few things like that, then you're never going to be wrong. And then you take that, and before you make a trade, you put it on our chart, our color-coded chart, not the knockoffs, our color-coded chart that we've been updating for 22 years. That little knowledge, that combination of knowledge of yields and the color-coded chart You'll make money when the market goes down consistently, and you'll make money when the market goes up consistently. Because you don't have to know about fundamentals anymore. You don't have to look at a company and say, oh my God, let me see. What was the free cash flow? Is their free cash flow the same as everybody else in the industry? Let's see. Let me find out the value of the stock. Let's see this. For every, what are they doing? Paying $1 for every $8 of earnings? Is that too high? That too low? You don't have to worry about any of that anymore. All you know is our people in government, our people in Washington, our people on Wall Street, they're the owners. They're one and the same, and they're not here to take care of you or me or Main Street. The people in Washington aren't there to help us. The people in Wall Street aren't there to help us. But with all this crooked crap they put together, they made it so easy to decide which way this market's going, to identify if the market's going to go up or down, or is the bank's going to go up, but are the tech stocks going to go down? Isn't it amazing? All you got to know is if the yields are going down, you know they're going to push the tech stocks up. Yields going up, they're going to try to push the banks up. Value stocks, they love high yields. Discretionary, restaurants, hotels, airlines, furniture. If there's high yields, that means the economy's doing well. They're going to go up. But if the economy's doing poor, those yields are going to be going the other way. You want to be selling right now, the airlines. We're short the airlines right now. We just made 9% on 2 cruise lines, 9% on each one. And now we're shorting the airlines because we understand how discretionary stock works. Is money going to go in or is money going to come out? We know they favor higher yields. We know the airlines favor higher yields and furniture and companies and clothing and retailers and car dealers. They always love higher yields. But you don't have to know any of that anymore. You just got to follow the money, and we'll help you with that. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Sign up where it says Get Started. And we'll see you on the chart.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.